We got Synyster Gates from Avenged Sevenfold right here. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just happy to be hanging out with you.
As always, man. We've had some good time. We've some good times over the years, man. It's cool to finally
it's true.
finally have you on the show. And it's cool because earlier in the day, you asked me to remind you that you were going to be doing the show, and you text me, and I said, well, you have to remind me to remind you. And you text me at 6:30 a.m. your time and said you were going out surfing. How was it?
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was actually good. I got a new board for my birthday, and it's really short, and I can't surf it, and it's been a month, and today was the first day that I finally actually did something cool, like standing up. So I had a blast, man. It was cool. Yeah, early morning.
That's one thing I love about you guys is that, I mean, you still basically live in the same area where you grew up in Huntington Beach, still like the same, beach vibe in beach town. It's like you guys are really, you really are like this gang of friends that you've had your whole life.
Yeah, definitely. It's what makes it, endurable. Because, we are very family oriented, and when you have good friends and you meet good friends as well on the road, and that's what keeps it all together. Because otherwise you're kind of just trapped in a box, as you well know, and you're let out of your cave for about an hour and a half a night, and then you go back. So, and without killing yourself and drinking yourself to death, you gotta have your friends around, friends and family. So.
Well, absolutely, and you guys did. Nightmare was such a huge record for you guys. Went #1 on the charts. It was such a long tour. Is it weird to have some time off for the first time in a long time?
At times it very much is. There are very, very few days where I can't find something fun to do, or somebody to hang out with. I'm right around the street from, Matt and Val and Johnny and everybody, my parents, my brother and stuff. So I'm here, they're here, and we just get our boogie on every day. We're insane.
Now, were you? I mean, when Nightmare did? I mean, obviously, such huge business, and the tour was so successful. I mean, were you? Did you expect that to happen, or were you kind of because you guys went to the next level on this last record? How did you feel before it came out, and then were you surprised, shocked, expecting it to be as big as it was? I don't think we ever expected it. On City of Evil, we didn't expect it or hope for it. We were just, we started off as kind of a hardcore band, hardcore metal, that type of stuff, depending who you were in the band. We just didn't expect to do anything but just hang out and do a little touring maybe at the very most. But this one, we definitely wanted it a little bit more. It just meant a little something extra. It's Jimmy's last compendium of work, and we really wanted people to get into it and know it a little more globally, to be honest, I know a lot of fans don't like to hear that, but we wanted to kind of spread the legacy a little bit more this time around, and it was an absolute honor when it was taken in with such affection and endearment, if that's even a word, from fans and stuff like that. So it was an amazing reception. We were very lucky. Well, and like you said, I think a lot of that was a kind of a tribute to Jimmy because, I mean, obviously it was kind of like for him. I think a lot of people, a lot of fans got it. Like they wanted to see this band get to the next level in honor of all the hard work that Jimmy had done, even up to this record, because he had actually played on the demos or wrote the demos. Is that correct? Like the record was done at the time of his passing. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, he drummed out all the demos. He laid down some scratch vocals, and some of them which we used. We had a really haunting end vocal. The last one he put down was Fiction, and he basically says goodbye and stuff, and it's just real prophetic, kind of clairvoyant type ending, and it's directed at his loved one. So it was pretty haunting, to say the least, but we're really, really glad that we had that. It just adds that extra bit of magic. And as you know, he was a very special and magical dude to the ones who knew him,
Yeah, and the thing about Jimmy too that because I was obviously a fan of Avenged way before we actually even met, but I was always really impressed by Jimmy's vocals. I thought, as a drummer, he was amazing, but singing wise, he had a great voice as well. Do you still use a lot of his parts on stage?
Yeah, anything he laid down in the studio, which fortunately we got a little bit of stuff. We kind of made this conscious decision to utilize everybody else's vocals.
Right.
For me, it was a bad idea. But for the usage of Jimmy's vocals, it was an incredibly amazing idea. And so, the chorus of the first critical acclaim, the first one of that. I mean, he's belting it out, and some stuff on that record. There's a lot of his stuff, which is really, really cool. Yeah, he just sing like a bird. He had the incredible range of 20 whatever, and just I don't know, could do Michael Jackson like Michael Jackson. He was just a freak. He's just a total freak, total package.
Yeah. That's cool. When you think back, I mean, what song do you hear when you listen to it and it reminds you of Jimmy instantly?
Oh God, it's got to be A Little Piece of Heaven. I know that's an easy one. But as far as how I grew up kind of idolizing the dude, especially I always idolized him as a drummer. I play a little bit of drums. I'm no good, but I always appreciated that, and obviously his vocals, but I never knew that it was possible from my standpoint as an aspiring studio musician that I'd ever write a song. And so when he came to me, and we'd known each other for, 6-7 years, and he came to me with Pinkley Smooth and even other type stuff. We had another side project not a lot of people know about, and it was going to be called Silver, and it was kind of a little bit more mainstream. It kind of was our guilty pleasure of all sorts of pop stuff. Absolutely brilliant songwriting. He was an amazing songwriter. And so I think Brompton Cocktail, for me, just kind of utilizes this really expansive kind of, I don't know what the exact word is, but this expansive vocabulary for writing. He could
eclectic.
Just eclectic, yeah. He was just an extremely eclectic songwriter. And that's what I always appreciated about him. It was very inspiring.
Well, let's check that out. That's interesting because A Little Piece of Heaven, like you said, obviously. And I was like, oh, yeah. But Brompton Cocktail is kind of more of an obscure number in your catalog. And so that was basically Jimmy's piece?
That's all Jimmy. Matt wrote the lyrics, incredible lyrics, too. Kind of look up Brompton Cocktail if you're not quite sure what that is. Let everybody else figure it out. But, yeah, just incredible lyrics. And overall, the whole vibe was cool. We had Lenny Castro come in, do all the percussion. Loved how it turned out. It was just a very different departure from what we usually do.
Well, let's check that out right here from Avenged Sevenfold, a deep cut from the band. This is Brompton Cocktail, Gates and Jericho, right here on the Rock of Jericho. Yeah, man, that is that's a very, very cool tune. And let's see what Brompton Cocktail with the wonders of Google. It is an elixir meant for use as a pain suppressant and dosed for prophylaxis.
Yeah, I don't know. It's basically used to kind of. I think it's an olden day sort of thing. I haven't looked it up in a long time, but I think it was it was a method of suicide. It was the most euphoric way to kill yourself.
Gotcha. Better than what is it? Autoerotic asphyxiation?
No, I think that's beaten it since then. That's probably a time-old tradition. But,
I think that's beaten it. No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. Exactly. So I don't know. They're both great.
So you were talking about obviously the songwriting, and now you're at the point where it's time to maybe start writing some new songs. Is it going to be a change for you? I mean, obviously it will be. Is it going to be difficult to write songs without Jimmy around?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not what we'd prefer, but
of course, right.
We've been doing a little bit of writing, and it's actually. It's kind of a challenge, but we meet challenges pretty well.
Of
course.
As you
well know, M. Shadler is probably one of the most competitive people most people who have ever met him have ever met. And so I think that it really helps having a stud like that in your corner, just inspiring, just motivationally. He's really awesome, and he'll stoke everybody out and get the writing pens out.
Well, and I think too, like you said, I mean, after spending so much time with Jimmy, I'm sure some of his styles and some of his technique has rubbed off on you as well. So you guys are always going to have that vibe to you because you spent so much time with him and he was so influential on you.
Yeah, it definitely is completely that. You know, we kind of always have this "what would Jimmy do" in the back of our minds, and we were so fortunate to have known him from such an early age that even just life experiences are inspiring. And, ably utilized.
Well, when you mentioned Pinkly Smooth, I mean, that was one of your bands that you had kind of a side thing. It was a real kind of a Mr. Bungle type of a vibe. Is that one of your earlier influences?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Again, a Jimmy offering back in the day. I mean, it's one of the first things he played. He actually made me a mixtape. Dream Theater was the first thing he ever played me. Blew my mind. I never even knew anything like that had existed, and this was in 8th grade. But second to that was probably Primus, which I knew a little bit about, but Mr. Bungle I'd never heard of, and that is, to this point, still my favorite band. And yeah, absolutely by far, a huge Patton fan. I think the bassist Trevor Dunn is one of the most incredible songwriters of all time. So yeah, he definitely hooked all that kind of stuff up, and we just kind of messed around, even when it wasn't Pinkly Smooth, hardcore concentrated writing. When we were jamming stuff out, it was always a little bit obscure and Danny Elfman and Bungle inspired,
Well, and the thing to me too, and that's one of the things that when I really got into Avenged with City of Evil, which you talked about before, was in about 2004, 2005, guitar playing was not in vogue, and it really bothered me because being a metal fan, being a rock fan, I love solos, whether it's George Harrison or whether it's Jimmy Page or whether it's Kirk Hammett or whatever. And there was kind of a real dearth of that in the late 90s, early 2000s. I really feel that it was your work, and it was Zachy and Avenged as a whole, that brought guitar playing back into the forefront in heavy music. Was it when you started doing the City of Evil record, and even before that with Waking the Fallen, did you feel like, was it a conscious effort, like, I want to put guitar playing back into music?
No, we almost went sort of the other way. I was always kind of a little bit more timid in my approach to Avenged Sevenfold, especially in the early days. But we just, you got to give credit to Dan. I mean, we tried and continually try to utilize everybody's strengths, and everybody's kind of shy about it in the same way. And so there's no like egos or no pushing one's strength onto the paper and to the canvas. And so it kind of just happened naturally. Everybody was just like, of course you should do solos. That's what you do. So we ended up kind of doing it, but it was never a conscious effort to do it because we felt there was a lack thereof. I mean, at that time we really had no clue. We didn't listen to too much radio, and the radio that we listened to was pure pop. Like, we were huge Britney Spears fans and stuff like that. So if we did turn on the radio, oh yeah, Oops, I Did It Again is a smash hit. But yeah, we have funny influences, but to us, Pantera was kind of still prominent, and Guns N' Roses and stuff. Stuff that we listened to already had solos, so we kind of had this weird. We lived in this kind of imagination world that it was still happening, And underground, it kind of still was, but I think mainstream, it wasn't really there. The kind of stuff we listened to, like I said, not to reiterate, it wasn't prominent, nor was it ever really prominent in that type of genre.
Well, I mean, but now what has happened is you and Zachy have become like the guitar heroes for a new generation. Every Guitar World magazine I look, you're on the cover of, and I mean, and deservedly so. Like, I always said, like, hey, you got to hear this band. Like, they remind me of like Ramones crossed with Guns N' Roses, crossed with Skid Row, crossed with Halloween. Like, there was so much guitar playing in it, the Malmsteen type stuff. Who were your influences when you were first playing?
Oh, man, well, thank you very much. It's awesome. I love the Ramones thing. I've never really thought that, but yeah.
It's the attitude of it is what really got me. Like, it's very angry but cool. Like, that's where I got the Ramones vibe from.
Totally, man. That's awesome. I mean, we're huge punk rock fans, like gigantic punk rock fans. We all went through that 5-year stage where we just fought and broke stuff and drank and just did horrible basically to our parents in the long run. But yeah, I mean, we're horrible kids for a little bit. We lived it, and we lived the music. We were all in punk rock bands.